Henry, a chameleon. This is the story of Henry, our pet chameleon. One day, grandfather was visiting a friend when he came upon a noisy scene at the garden gate. Men were shouting, hurling stones, and brandishing sticks. The cause of the uproar was a chameleon that had been discovered sunning itself on a shrub. Someone claimed that the chameleon could poison people 20 feet away simply by spitting at them. The residents of the area had risen up in arms. Grandfather was just in time to save the chameleon from certain death. He brought the little reptile home. That chameleon was Henry, and that was how he came to live with us. For a long time, Henry trusted no one and responded to my friendliest gestures with grave suspicion. Tiring of his wary attitude, I would tickle him gently in the ribs with my finger. This always threw him into a great rage. He would blow himself up to an enormous size as his lungs filled up with air, while his color changed from green to red. He would sit up on his hind legs, swaying from side to side, hoping to overawe me. Henry was a harmless fellow. If I put my finger in his mouth, even during his wildest moments, he would simply wait for me to take it out again. Although Henry didn't cause any trouble in our house, he did create somewhat of a riot in the nursery down the road. It started out quite innocently. When the papayas in our orchard were ripe, grandmother sent a basketful to her friend Mrs. Ghosh, who was the principal of a nursery school. While the basket sat waiting, Henry went searching for beetles and slipped in among the papayas unnoticed. When Mrs. Ghosh returned after making her rounds, she began examining and admiring the papayas, and out popped Henry. Mrs. Ghosh screamed. Henry's color changed from green to yellow to red. His mouth opened as though he too would like to scream. An assistant teacher rushed in, took one look at the chameleon, and joined in the shrieking. Henry was terrified. He fled from the office, running down the corridor and into one of the classrooms. There he climbed up on a desk, while children ran in all directions. Some to get away from Henry, some to catch him. Henry finally made his exit through a window and disappeared in the garden. Grandfather and I didn't think Henry would find his way back to us because the school was 3 blocks away. But a few days later, I found him sunning himself on the garden wall. Although he looked none the worse for his adventure, he never went abroad again.